As I carefully set the crystal wine glass down on the sleek marble countertop, the front door suddenly burst open. 4 unexpected figures spilled into my home, their faces a turbulent mix of urgency and disbelief. Leading the group was my ex-wife, her expression tight with steely resolve, flanked by her parents, and trailing just behind him, the man who had faked his own death, vanished behind a veil of lies, but never truly gone. Their eyes swept the room like detectives searching for hidden clues, trying to unravel the story that lay quietly within these walls. My home had changed, reflecting my own transformation. Walls adorned with bold, vivid abstract paintings, a polished oak staircase curling upward like a secret waiting to be uncovered, and every corner bathed in the warm, golden glow of soft lighting. But it was the framed photograph resting atop the ebony grand piano that froze them. The image of a woman and a young boy. Not her. Not theirs. Mine. A new life they were never meant to see. Her mouth parted. Words caught in the chasm of regret and time's heavy toll. The brightness in her eyes, the certainty she once carried, had dimmed beneath years of mistakes and unspoken sorrow. It was far too late for explanations. I leaned back against the counter, wine glass in hand, silence folding around me like a sharply tailored jacket. Inside I was steady, not empty, not burning with rage, just done. Years ago, on a quiet Tuesday, she had delivered her verdict with cold precision. It's over, Ezel. If you can't handle it, you're on your own. I still remembered the untouched hotel room we'd reserved for our honeymoon. A ghost of what never was, much like her indifferent silence whenever I reached out. Her parents, who once embraced me as family, sent a curt note after the truth unraveled. We hope you understand. He wasn't dying. It wasn't death. Only deception, a terminal illness feigned for sympathy, only for a miraculous recovery to follow months later. How convenient. I didn't argue or plead. The very next day, I severed every tie, blocked her number, erased myself from their lives. We met during a citywide blackout, the darkness sparking an unlikely connection by the faint flicker of a lantern at a stranded bus terminal. She called it fate. I called it chance. From nothing, we built something, me a young designer, her a law student with towering ambitions. We survived on instant noodles in a cramped apartment, clutching dreams far bigger than our means. At night, she'd trace imaginary blueprints on my shoulders, whispering, "Build us a home where we can grow old." I believed her. But people change. Old flames call. Excuses come easy. The signs were subtle at first. Her phone, once an open book, became a locked vault. Her laughter, once the soundtrack of our home, faded to silence. Her eyes wandered when she thought I wasn't watching. I didn't confront her. I observed, I listened. One night on the patio, I overheard her hushed words, unaware I was wide awake. "No, I haven't ended it yet." Her betrayal was no longer a shadow but a glaring truth. Her emails confirmed it. His words, "Thank you for choosing me again. You always said I was your one true love." Her reply, "It's always been you. I just need to break it to him gently." I gave her no drama, no tears. I left quietly, but I never forgot. I relocated to a new city and rebuilt my life from the ground up. Every success, the firm I founded, the home I designed, the art I created, was forged from the ashes of her choice to discard me. Revenge isn't a blaze, it's a steady, unyielding current. I kept loose tabs on them, not out of obsession, but enough to stay informed. She married, then parted ways 3 years later. She moved back with her parents. His cafe venture collapsed. They thought I was gone. Then last year a magazine featured my work. Visionary designer redefines modern living. That's how they found my address. That's why they stood in my home. Faces searching for the man they once thought they broke. I let the silence stretch before I finally spoke. "You're 10 years too late. What do you want?" Her father stumbled over his words. "We're not here to fight. We just didn't expect this." Her mother's eyes lingered on the photo of my wife and son. "You've moved on," she said softly. "No," I corrected. "I've transformed." The man beside her, her ex, her supposed savior, scanned the room, hunting for a version of me he could belittle. He found nothing. She finally spoke, voice barely above a whisper. "I thought you'd be bitter." I took a slow sip of wine. That would suggest you still mattered. Without another word, they left. No arguments, no apologies, just the fading sound of their footsteps down the stone hallway. I closed the door gently behind them. My wife appeared at the top of the stairs, her voice soft. Everything okay? Just echoes, I replied. She smiled and slipped into the sunlit study. Alone in the entryway, calm returned like a warm tide. The house felt softer, lighter, freed from their shadow. People think revenge is loud and dramatic. It's not. It's living so fully, so fiercely, that your absence becomes the loudest sound they'll ever hear. She left me for a lie. I gave her the truth, that I never needed her to begin with. Closure isn't a shout. It's the quiet sound of footsteps fading, knowing they'll never be welcome again.